boy, is my laptop going to take forever to process all of the videos before tonight. So I'll have a whole big project for you tomorrow morning or tonight.
I'll be here.
Okay, and Dan, you're sending the URL, right? Yay. Hang on, folks in TV land, we're just about there. Did miss it. Do what?
In the chat.
There we go. Okay. Another miracle of modern technology. There we are. Let me pull up the Google Doc here. Okay. So when we pulled together the agenda for this week, we discovered we had one hole that we hadn't filled, and we hemmed and hawed and tried to figure out. It's Friday early afternoon. I'll show you how this looks. Okay. This slot here where it says topic to be announced. Okay. So it's in the chat. It's also up there. And is someone gonna? I guess I will be sending it by email to everyone. Is that true? Or actually, can someone just send it to VR Discuss? Yeah, just send it to VR Discuss-L, and then everybody will have it in their inbox. Is anybody here not on VR Discuss-L and getting all of my spam? How many of you do not regularly receive spam from me? Okay, good. No hands. You're lying.
I filtered you.
I was going to say, if so, I don't believe that for a second.
You receive it, you just never know.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
I get several copies.
Yeah, you should. You should all get hundreds of copies. All right, so while someone is sending that to VR Discuss, I am, and of course everybody who's on Zoom can do it from the Zoom chat. So you want to go to this Google Doc, this form, and fill in your stuff, your votes. Oh, yeah. Fill in your votes. And then, oh, we already have 6 responses.
You sent out the edit link.
Anyway, here's the question. So you go there and you rate how strongly you want each of these topics. And then, do we have room for a write-in at the bottom or something? You'll add a write-in? Okay, so you can add a write-in. And then we'll look at the most popular topics, and if we have the faintest idea how to turn that into a presentation in 3 days, then you'll get that. And if we can't figure out how to turn that into something in 3 days, then you don't get that. But we won't tell you who voted for what, so that way you end up thinking that we're giving you what you want instead of what we wanted to give you.
Vote early and often.
Do what? Yes, vote early and often. We have no way of tracking that. Yes?
Is 1 good or 10 good?
Oh, want it is 10. Pass on this topic. Don't want it is 1.
On the top, it's the reverse.
Do what? Oh, some of them are in the opposite direction?
No. You're on the top. Right there.
Oh.
Where your cursor is.
Okay, so believe what it says down here. Yes. So let's see here. How to get a job in cyber infrastructure. Cyber ambassadors, more cyber ambassador stuff. Grant proposal writing, grant proposal reviewing, paper reviewing. How to craft an effective email. I don't know that I have an hour and a half of that in me, but we'll do it as a panel. That'll work. Community engagement, collaborating with other facilitators, developers, etc., etc. Speakers telling us about their favorite tool. So that's probably going to be more of a panel, and by selection of speakers, that means you guys. Yeah? because we're not going to get an outsider on 2 minutes notice. Interactive planning session for next year's workshop while things are fresh in our mind. And then how do you recognize when you need help and how to ask for help and who to ask help from as a facilitator. And then we're about to add in, yeah, let me know when you've got your write-in slot and I'll reload this. It's ready? Okay, I will reload.
These are all, these aren't rankings, these are just independent.
Oh, and can you fix the little key at the top that has it in the opposite direction from everything else? Okay, and then here's the write-in at the bottom.
These are not intended as rankings as much as how much you want to see each.
Yeah, rating, not ranking. Yes.
Are people staying Friday night in Norman?
Yes. How many people are staying over Friday night in Norman and would not otherwise choose to stay over Friday night? Is that because of travel? Like it's too expensive to fly out or too late? How many of you? I'm sorry. 1, 2.
Who's leaving before 5 on Friday?
Who's leaving before noon on Friday? Okay, so only a couple. Who's leaving before 2 on Friday?
Maybe.
Okay, and between 2 and 4. And then after 4 o'clock, but still on Friday? Couple. Okay, and then there were a couple people who were staying over. Okay?
Yeah, quick question. I mean, for Oklahoma City Airport, how long does it take to get there?
So the drive to Oklahoma City Airport, depending on traffic, is usually about 35 minutes. Friday afternoon, if you are getting on the road around 4:30, 5 o'clock, you're going to hit traffic.
A flight leaves at 6:05.
You would want to leave here probably about 3:30, I would say. That'll give you enough margin of error. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry?
I just think we're safe.
Yeah, it could be. So I hope one of you has a car, and then you can both get there. All right, so should we be carpooling to the airport? I think we probably should, right?
Well, the airport express was supposed to be soon, right?
Oh, is that pre-purchased for both ways? If it's pre-purchased for both ways, then yeah, use it because we have to be able to justify it to the NSF. So if we bought it and then we don't use it, we get in trouble. So if somebody bought you a ticket on the shuttle, take the shuttle.
So if there's anybody needs a ride or something, just pay for it for free. So.
Oh, great. So either use the thing we already spent money on or something free. Those are both good. All right, so are you voting now? I could look at response. Wow, there's a lot. Look at this. Look at all these responses. So the 2 most popular topics are 8 and 10. Oh, so I see. So what's super popular? How to get a job. Oh, grant proposal writing. Well, that one I can guarantee we know how to do because we've already done it several times. Grant proposal reviewing is somewhat tough. Nobody wanted paper reviewing.
Yeah.
You all hate it and think it's sad. All right, 1 person. Oh, 2 people now. Was that like a pity thing to make paper reviewing feel better about itself? How to craft an effective email. That's not very popular. Community engagement. Good, that's a good one. And that will come after we've done the 2 cyber infrastructure milieu sessions, panels. So favorite tool and how to use it to do their job more effectively. Planning session for 2020 looks kind of popular. It's so weird that everybody's picking the even ones. I guess we should have used a 1 to 5 scale. Lesson learned. Yeah, too many choices. You're having option paralysis now. And then nobody wants the write-in option. So I totally wasted your time on that. Maybe that'll change my mind. By the way, we will revisit this tomorrow. So everybody has time, especially those of the folks at TV Land. Somebody should poke me with an email to remind everybody to do the vote. Although we did just send it over via our Discuss, right? We sent the URL.
2 emails already.
They've already gotten 2 emails? Well, goodness knows that's not nearly enough. So we'll have to spend some more time. Wow, look at this. It just keeps shooting through the air. Look at that. Thank you, TV Land folks. It's pretty awesome. All right. Okay, so keep voting, keep rating things, and you know, we're going to revisit tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, we'll have our work cut out for us. Although, if you keep voting for how to write a grant proposal, that'll be easy. I just have to, update the date on my slides, basically. That'll be straightforward. Okay, so you notice in our schedule every evening, we end the day with the wrap-up. So let's. I want to try and use all the kindergarten phrases. Let's put on our thinking caps and focus. What did we learn today? Oh, wow, the dead silence fills me with confidence and joy. Did anybody learn something today? Yes, Richard.
It can be crazy to want to get into this, but it can be rewarding, and it's complicated, and nobody really knows what they're doing, but we're all going to act like we do.
Brilliant. That is basically a perfect summary of our entire field. Yes. Yes. So remind me, how many of you chose this as a profession on purpose? Dan, you're lying. Okay, one. Come on. I know better. I knew you before you did this. How many of you fell backwards into a steaming pile of this? Okay. So the reality is we don't choose this. We accidentally stumble on it, and then we fall in love with it, right? How many of you, after you started doing it, you were like, this is awesome. I want to keep doing this, right? So the reality is the first part of it is it's totally awesome. The second part of it is nobody knows how to do it. That doesn't stop us from doing it. How many of you, the fact that you have no idea what you're doing deters you in any way? No. See? Nobody's hands are up, right? Yeah. It never stops any of us from doing the job. And again, it comes back to we're still the expert. We're still 5 seconds ahead of everybody else. That makes us the expert, and they come to us for help. The trick is to keep learning so that you can continue to add more value for all the researchers who are coming to you. Will there be, over time, will there be more of them or fewer of them? Won't they get to the point where they understand how to do this? Why?
Just to keep getting new.
Well, first, because on the academic side, you get a full change of the guard every 4 years, right? Well, it used to be 4.
I can also say that in my environment, twice a year, they change the model.
Yes. Right? The software is constantly changing. What else is changing? Yes, David?
We have constant reorganization.
Oh, yes, there's always reorganization. How many of you have heard the 3 envelopes joke? Anybody know the 3 Okay, a few of you know the 3 envelopes joke. So the joke is, so the new president of the university comes in, and you know the skinny drawer of the desk? You know, you pull it out, pulls out the skinny drawer, and there's 3 envelopes. And each one is labeled number 1, number 2, number 3, and they all say, open only in the event of an unmanageable crisis. So the president leaves them there, and time goes and things happen, and one day it's an unmanageable crisis, so the president pulls open the skinny drawer and takes out the envelope labeled number 1 and opens it up. And there's a little index card in there, and it just says, blame your predecessor. So the president calls a press conference, blames their predecessor, and everybody believes them that it was the predecessor's fault, and they muddle their way through whatever it is, and things go on, and time passes, and another unmanageable crisis occurs. And the president pulls open the drawer and opens up the envelope, and I'm trying to remember what the second one says. Oh, yes, have a reorganization. So the president reorganizes, and everybody is distracted from the fact that the crisis is unmanageable and things go on as they were, and time passes, and another unmanageable crisis occurs, and the president pulls open the skinny drawer and opens up envelope number 3, and the index card says, prepare 3 envelopes.
Oh, you just went through that whole cycle.
I'm not saying it.
Well, the first 2 actually started in the first day.
Yeah, well, I'm totally staying out of it because we're being videotaped. All right, so. What was the point of that story?
Reorganization.
Oh, reorganization, one of the things we have to deal with. Sure. Right? So the machines get harder to use all the time because our tolerance for how hard the machines are is balanced out by things people are trying to do to make the machines easier to use. So when they make machines easier to use at the software level, what do the hardware people do? They make it harder to use, right? Things got to balance out, right? They know exactly how much pain we're willing to tolerate, and they're going to give us exactly that much pain, right? Have you noticed that from the hardware manufacturers? Things always get more difficult. Okay, good. So we're going to have more and more of them. Their needs will get greater and greater. How will our budgets grow? Will our budgets grow proportional to the need? What will happen to our budgets?
You're doing so
Yes.
well, they're going to be cut.
Flat is the new double. The reality is our budgets will shrink. Yay! Okay, so we're going to have to get better and better at this. And I mentioned in my talk yesterday, you know, one of the motivations behind this is in the olden days, we had the luxury of time. We had time to figure out what the job was and how to do it. Those days are over. How many of you got into this business in the last 3 years? That's 3 years. Okay, you're screwed. And what I mean by that is those of us who go farther back, we had the time to figure it out, and you do not. If you're not already productive, you're already fired. Right? Good. What else did we learn? Now that I've got us on a real sort of optimistic high.
Nobody agrees on their language.
Nobody agrees on their language. Well, Horst has a joke about that. Horst, what is the language of
The good
supercomputing?
physicist can write Fortran in any language.
That's right. I don't know what language we'll be using for supercomputing 10 years from now, but it'll be named Fortran.
And you have a problem with that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I like
I'm
Fortran.
just
Well,
checking.
I like Fortran 90. Fortran 77 is brain poison.
I think you're.
Pure brain poison. Of course it is.
The epitome of the top of the peak of Fortran was Fortran G.
You're making me sad.
What is that?
How many people in here know what Fortran G and H are?
I want not to know.
Do you?
Oh God, I don't want to know that.
Okay.
No. Anything 77 and earlier, pure brain poison. Okay, what else did we learn?
You're no fun.
I'm the best kind of fun. What else we got? Anybody out in TV land have any what we learned today? Anything fun out there? F-77 is wonderful. You're lying.
F-77 is better than G range.
Okay, but that's such a low bar. Okay. I didn't sit here advocating for. Okay, that's cool. Anything else that we learned today? We had multiple sessions. We had a networking session. We had a user support session. We had, wait, now I'm blanking. What was in the morning? I did a thing, communication.
Communication is important.
That's what I.
Yeah, oh God, isn't it though? What was the thing that I forgot that I'm going to be really embarrassed?
Henry, I like this one. Technical difficulty.
Oh, yeah,
increase proportional to the number of techies present.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. Good. What else? Communications is based on perspective, definitely, yeah. And everyone's is different.
Blame security.
Blame security, when in doubt. And your predecessor.
Only if you're network engineer, otherwise you can blame the.
Oh, yeah, well,
Actually, they're going to blame the network because they don't know to blame security.
that's right. Only you all have, no, that's.
Only we can blame.
There is an extension.
My favorite is blame the IXP.
Yeah, that
It's
is.
outside of our
That
control.
never
But
works.
you can't do that
No.
anymore. You can't do that anymore because it is within your control now.
That's right.
You're part of the industry. One of us.
Jerry.
There actually is a corollary to that, and that is that the network engineer never gets a call unless something is broken.
And they take calls all day.
Yep. And it may not be anything to do with the network, but they're still going to get the call.
Yeah. By the way, the longer I stay in the computing business, the more convinced I am that it's a miracle that anything ever works at all. How many of you have noticed this? Everything is broken all the time.
And
So,
it's affecting the whole campus, even though there's only 2 users.
The whole world. Yeah. Okay, what else did we learn? Any other important points come out today?
The promotion and tenure stuff is very difficult, arduous route.
Yes.
And that is.
People who choose tenure track.
Are weird.
Yeah, well, I was going to say insane, but sure. They always have good. They have their reasons, but yeah, it's a heck of a thing. I've been fortunate not to go down that road myself, but I've watched others go down that road, and for most of them, it's a fairly miserable process. Yes, Dan.
If we knew what we were doing, it wouldn't be fun research.
If we knew what we were doing, it wouldn't be research. That's right. That's the nature of research. We're guessing, and we're always wrong. Good. What else? Anything on TV? No TV land? Oh, there's Fortran. What fun. And that makes it cutting edge from the morning lecture. Cutting edge means broken, that's right. You can have established technology, which means obsolete, or you can have new technology that means broken. How many of you have had them deliver you broken technology? Yes. Wasn't that nice of them? They got it out of the way early, right? But did they help you fix it? That's the real trick. They'll help you fix it after they break it. Then you're okay. All right, anything else? All right, so dinner is at Louis' Brookhaven. That's clear on the other side of Norman, so it will take you a good 10 minutes to get there.
It's rush hour, 11.
11 minutes. Norman has rush 15 minutes. Okay. Oklahoma City has rush half hour, so we're way ahead.
Unless Channel 4 tells everybody it's drives out.
Yeah. Then we get a parking lot. How many of you are joining me for dinner? Turn that off. Okay, good. All right. So the address for Louis' Brookhaven is right here on the webpage. So 3750. Okay, everybody take out your Mac device.
How do you turn off recording?
Oh, yeah, good. Smart. Wait, you don't want a permanent record of talking about dinner?